Hello, everybody out there on YouTube. This is Schaefer here with Schaefer TV. Sorry about the last couple days not posting any content. There's a good reason for that. I'll show you. Yep, I had me surgery on my shoulder, so had to deal with it for a couple days of pain. But pain is still here. But I'm ready to work. So let's go over some of these Premier League games this week. It's been an interesting week, to say the very least. Arsenal played Chelsea on Tuesday night. Arsenal came away 5-0 versus Chelsea. Chelsea are just one of the most in-and-out teams in the league, aren't they? They're either playing great football or they're shambles. Or there's no in-between, is there? Yesterday, Bournemouth came away with the win at Wolverhampton Wolves, 1-0, even though they did have a red card. Good result for them. Puts them in 10th on the table. Crystal Palace came away with the win versus Newcastle, 2-0. Did not expect that. Crystal Palace have always been that kind of team that they can go anywhere and get a good result. But usually they're a mid-table team at best, and that's what they are this year. But I didn't expect that result yesterday. Kudos to them. Sheffield United and Manchester United. 4-2, Manchester United came away with the win. We're going to talk about that game in more detail in a few more minutes. But the last game I want to cover is the Everton and Liverpool, the Merseyside Derby. Liverpool lose 2-0. Everton take the win. Good for Everton after everything they've had to deal with this year with the FFP. Good for them. Also, after everything Everton and Nottingham Forest have had to deal with, and City is just sitting there with 115 charges, so, whatever. But good for Everton. Good Merseyside Derby. Liverpool, I guess they're just doing everything they can to not win this league, huh? They are just making mistakes after mistakes and side steps and back steps, and they just don't know what they're doing. But let's get on to the real part of the show. Manchester United versus Sheffield United, 4-2. It was a weird game. I believe that Manchester United had 83% possession in the first half. I believe it was 83% possession. The possession breakdown ended up being 72-28. The shots breakdown ended up being 25-10, and the shots on target 13-4, all in favor of United. With that being said, Sheffield United made the absolute most of the chances that they got. I mean, they made the absolute most. They did score 2 goals. They probably should have had another 1 or 2. United, we were lucky to go into halftime at 1-1, if I'm being honest, on the Harry Maguire header. It was a good little cross from Garnacho, and Harry Maguire got a nice little nick on, and got us our first goal. So that was nice to see. Then in the 50th minute, Sheffield United answered, and they went up 2-1. So Manchester United was behind 2 times this match. They were coming from behind 2 times this match. We got a 61st minute penalty. If I do say so myself, I believe the ball was kicked in anyways on an own goal, so I don't understand why the penalty was given. However, it was one of the most softest things I ever seen in my life. I don't understand why it was given. I don't know what the referee was thinking. But, I guess we'll take it. Bruno Fernandes smashes that home for his first goal of the match. Some 20 minutes later, Bruno Fernandes hits a 23-yard left-footed hook, just top deck. Beautiful shot. I'm probably never going to see him do that again in his life with his left foot. Okay, I want to say that was 75% luck and 25% skill, because that shot was just too perfect. And I know Bruno don't have a very good left foot. Okay, he don't have a bad left foot. But if I was to grade his foot on 1 to 5 stars, like if this was FIFA or something, I would grade his left foot like a 2. All right? If Messi's left foot is a 5 and Ronaldo's left foot is a 4, then Bruno Fernandes' left foot is a 2. All right? But we'll take it. Beautiful goal. Wonderful. Love to see it. And then at the very end, the 85th minute, Rasmus Højlund got on the board with a nice little inside the box cross from Bruno. Bruno breaks through the line, receives the pass, hits a little volley cross to Højlund. Højlund gets on the end of it, gets a goal. Beautiful to watch. The goals, at least, were beautiful to watch. But I must say, of all the possession that we had, we really did not make the most of it. We really didn't. I'll go down the line and I'll break down some of the players' games. But if I'm just being honest with you, in parts of that game we were outplayed, and it was kind of hard to watch in parts of that game, specifically in the first half. 83% possession, and we didn't score first. We're not really putting in that great of chances. Garnacho got free and put in about 2 or 3 really clear and big chance shots, but he just couldn't nail him, couldn't sink him. And it happens. It happens. Garnacho, I felt, had a really good match. I felt he did a lot of good things, a lot of things well. Moving on to Højlund. Højlund, I got to be honest, man. This team, it's almost like they're not trying to find Højlund. I believe the only person on the team that's actually looking for Højlund is Bruno Fernandes. I really do. I said that in a video maybe a week ago, and I stand by it to this day. I don't see many people looking for him. And it's a damn shame, too, because there was times in that game where Højlund and Garnacho are running onto the ball at the same time. And it's a damn shame that Garnacho thinks that every single ball that breaks lines behind the last line of defense, he thinks every single ball is his, and it's not that way, man. Those balls are in the middle of the field, and if Højlund can run onto them, he sure as heck should get them too. But it was kind of disappointing to see our young left winger with that little bit of attitude. With that being said, he had a fantastic game. Højlund had an okay game. He got his goal. It makes the game look a lot better, but in all actuality, he was pretty average today. Anthony was a passenger pretty much this whole game. Anthony does give a lot of effort, and kudos for that. Not many players give a lot of effort anymore, but he was a passenger this game. Even when Diallo came on, I know a lot of people are bigging up Diallo all the time, but he's holding the ball well. He shows a couple of real aggressive moments in the match, especially when there was about 4 or 5 defenders around him, and he was still able to keep the ball and push the defenders off. So it's nice to see that, but if you're going to be starting for United or even playing for United, you do have to offer more than just being able to hold possession. It is nice that we have somebody that can hold possession. I'm looking at you, Marcus Rashford, because you obviously can't. And Garnacho to some extent as well. You're pretty poor at it. But it was nice to see Diallo coming up with those moments as well. Moving to the midfield, we'll start with Eriksen. Eriksen had an okay match. I was kind of wondering why the hell we started him in the first place. I didn't really see much from him. He was playing a deep-lying playmaker. He was playing in that deep-lying position. He made a couple things happen. It's always nice to have a decent creative midfielder in there along with Bruno. But at the same time, I really don't understand why we're not starting Amrabat in that position. Amrabat and Mainu seems like a way better 1-2 option in that back. I know Mainu is pushing forward, but I would kind of much rather have Amrabat back there. He can run. He has, maybe he doesn't have the passing range, but he sure has the passing IQ that Eriksen has as far as playing short, simple passes and being able to control the ball. So, it is what it is. Eriksen had an all right game. Mainu had a pretty darn good game. Not great, not bad, but it was pretty darn good. Mainu, he's just an exciting player. Like he's not one drum beat the whole game. He's like different paces the whole game, and man, that kid can dribble. And he's got some class to his game. He's going to be a really fun player to watch. Moving on to left back Delot, playing out of position. I think he did all right. I'm not going to say too much about it. He had an all right game. Wasn't really too much to write home about. Solid defensively, solid offensively. He's playing in that midfield role when he's on the attack, and he was all right. Moving on to the center backs, Harry Maguire, Casemiro. It is one of the weirdest, funkiest looking center back duos I've seen in my life. It's very strange to watch them two play together. I thought Casemiro had a light years better this match than the following one against Coventry. Casemiro is a solid footballer. Casemiro, if you tell Casemiro what to do and how to do it, he's going to learn. He's going to learn quick. And it leads me to, there's a story about Casemiro when he was a kid and he was trying out for the football squad for a professional. It was a tryout for a professional squad academy. He used to be a striker, and he saw that the list was like 30 names long, but there was only like a few names on the defensive midfielder. So even though he was a striker, he signed up as a defensive midfielder because he felt it gave him the best chance to actually play professional football. That's exactly the type of footballer I want on my team. All right, somebody who who will throw their ego and throw their narcissism in the trash and just do whatever they need to do to make it and be on the team. So that's wonderful to see. I thought he had a lot better game this game than last. Harry Maguire is showing the world and showing me and showing all us United fans that he is indeed a solid center back. That's about as much as you're going to get, though, from me out of him. I've seen him play for a year and a half terrible football. He's playing pretty solid right now. That's probably where it's going to stay. He's a solid center back. Nothing good, nothing bad. Well, nothing good, but some bad, you know. Aaron Wan-Bissaka had an okay game. He offers next to nothing on the attack. It's kind of scary when he's on the ball, to be honest. But, you know, what are you going to do? And Onana had an all right game. Distribution was okay, except for the goal that he gave up. The first goal was pretty goddamn piss poor. But besides that, Onana had an all right game after. All right. Let's get on to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, 2 goals, 1 assist in that match. Bruno Fernandes played his absolute ass off. Kudos to Bruno Fernandes. I don't rate Bruno Fernandes as high as a lot of other people rate him, but I will admit when I see something wonderful. And yesterday, I think he had a wonderful game. I think he played fantastic. I do think he was gifted that penalty, and that's fine. You know, that's going to happen in the league once in a while. So, you know, it is what it is. That goal was taken wonderfully, but if I do say so myself, 99 times out of 100, I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna left foot in top bins. I don't think so. But you know what? It went in yesterday. Kudos to him. And then the assist on Højlund, nice little cheeky pass into the box, little cross. Yeah, he had a great game. And this is what I am willing to say about Bruno. I think Bruno is a solid football player. I think Bruno works his heart out and he works his ass off. And he works hard for the team. And there's some players on the team that he likes and some that he doesn't like. And he definitely looks like he plays favorites out there. With that being said, Bruno is a very solid midfielder. At times, he's a very good midfielder. And in some moments, he's a world-class midfielder. But that's about as far as I'm willing to take it. All right. He had a great game yesterday. He had a world-class moment with that left foot, and he had a very, very good moment with that assist to Højlund. With that being said, I'm happy we got the win. We need to move on to Burnley. We need to beat Burnley. We should beat Burnley. These next 3 games, the Sheffield, Burnley, and then Crystal Palace. That's a very, very nice run for us. It's a 20th on the table, 19th on the table, and then I believe 15th on the table. We should walk away with all 9 points. But you never know. This is Manchester United. As for Erik ten Hag, you, sir, calling the media embarrassing for calling you out for that poor performance versus Coventry. He needs to be sacked. Get him out. Thanks for watching the show. Thanks for watching Schaefer TV. This is Schaefer. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment. Always appreciate it when you guys comment. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you on the next video.